If that doesn't get your heart pumping, I don't know what does. Coach Marangi, honor to have you here. 10-time state champion, defensive coordinator at Bosco, now the athletic director and head coach at St. Joe's. Let me just go through his record, everybody. 10-time state champion as the DC. 02, 03, 06, 07, 08, 09, 2010, 11, 15, then in 18 at St. Joe's, and a two-time national champ at Bosco in 2009 and 2011. Coach Marangi, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Phil. How are you?
I'm doing great. Had a couple really big episodes we aired. They're blowing up, and we're so happy to have the
Good
green
stuff.
light. I mean,
I'm excited to be a part of it.
I'm so happy to have you. I had to have a guy like you. I mean, I've known you since I was a freshman in high school. It's been a ton of fun knowing you, watching all the success you have had at St. Joe's. For people who don't know how we first met, I'll give you a little rundown. I was the manager of the football team my freshman year, and Coach Marangi was running the defense, so I'd run back and forth up and down the sidelines with an iPad. We went down to St. Peter's. They didn't work. I mean,
you got to make sure they're working, Phil.
You got to make sure that they're working, or else you get yelled at.
We had to yell at you a few times.
Yeah. We won't say what was said in those exchanges, but I was always apologized to the next day.
Yeah.
And I remember Coach Marangi was the MC at all the football banquets, and he goes, "Oh, we always need a lot of help on the sidelines. So where's Phil?" Went running around, did a whole entire lap. Everybody was cracking up. Got a little photo. You gave me my varsity letter right there.
Yep. dug that one out.
Yeah. Oh, big time. I had to dig that one out. Talk about a globe. We both have big time globes. You became a head coach. I'm running a podcast.
Good stuff.
As the athletic director at St. Joe's, you've really turning around the athletics at the school. The winter program this year, wrestling, blew up. Your lacrosse team is really hot right now. I've been talking to Rich Robinson about that one.
Yep.
They went down to South Carolina, had a couple big wins. Bergen came in. Everyone's like, it's going to be a close game. They blew them out of the water.
Yep. They did a tremendous job. They're hot right now, and things are pointing in the right direction for them.
And your baseball team last year had a stellar year, of course. Again,
they won the Triple Crown, which is really hard to do when you win league, state, and county titles all in the same year. That's something that's, especially in baseball, when you could drop a game here or there depending on the pitcher, but to run the table on all three of those is a tremendous accomplishment for them.
Coach, being the athletic director and head football coach, those two jobs, does it ever get like too much at once? And how are you able to manage all that, especially during football season?
It can be. I have a great assistant or associate athletic director in Sharon Kozic, who helps me with a lot of the scheduling and a lot of the stuff that need to get done. But it's it comes down to organization. As football coaches, we're tedious in the organization part of things. So it's just organizing time to make sure it's used right, and you're making the most of the minutes of your day. There's not much downtime, I can tell you that. You're going, and it could get hectic. There's certain days where you just you go home and you just put your head down and go right to sleep. There's no you got plenty of energy, you're worn out, and but it's something I've been a part of with high school sports for the last 25 years, 27 years, including my time playing in high school and through college and all after college. So it's nothing new, but every day is something different.
Coach, take me through being the godfather of defense in New Jersey football. So you guys, you got 20, like you said, when you were 20 years old, you started coaching.
Yep.
So can you explain to me exactly how that all started and what brought it up?
Well, I transferred from Hamilton College at Drew University, and Coach Toll had just taken over the Bosco program. I knew his sons, and from growing up from the town over, but around let's say early August, they were looking for some help, and we talked, and I came aboard, and for the first year, I was carrying around a clipboard and running errands and doing all the stuff and watching tape. And like anybody that's coaching these days, it's like a drug. You just can't get rid of it. The adrenaline and we're coaching junkies. So it just took off from there. I just poured my heart into it and tried to learn, day in and day out. Gotten to work with some great coaches, great people, And it just took off from there. And he gave me my opportunity, and I was blessed with that, and I was blessed to coach some really great young men.
As a defensive coordinator, we know everybody knows offensive coordinators, every single play, they're calling a different play. As a defensive coordinator, how tough is it to keep matching up with offenses that are so explosive, especially now when you look at a lot of these offenses they got to go up against?
It's tough. You got to limit the big plays. You got to figure a way out, that you can handle, whatever they're going to throw at you. Put your kids in the best situation. The game of football now has become one-on-ones. All right, just like basketball, just like everything else. It's Jimmy's and Joe's, not as much with the X's and O's. You want to put the X's and O's is putting your kids in the best position to succeed. So we're always tinkering. I mean, the off season, all year, just always tinkering. I think it's different year to year. We evolve each year. We go back to some things that work. We go looking ahead and try to stay on top of things. Try to stay up with keep up with the Joneses, as they say. It's important to talk to a lot of college coaches, talk to NFL coaches. What are they seeing? What are they doing? And then the other thing too is, from a defensive perspective, I really love to get heavily involved in offense. What are they trying to do? What is the new fad? What is the new goal of the offenses? What are they trying to do? How are they evolving? And really understand that, because you understand your opponent that way, and you understand what they're trying to accomplish, and you can try and take that away. And that's what you want to do on defense.
What would you say the new offensive fad is right now?
Well, it's all the RPO stuff. Different ways of play actioning and getting guys sucked up and then hitting them over the top. It was used to be a ground and pound and then a play action and a vertical. Now it's then with the triple option. It's basically the RPO is a triple option. It's we're either going to hand the ball to the running back, we're going to run it with the quarterback, or we're going to throw it. Depending on what the defense does, and the defense, from an offensive side, the defense can never be right. So you got to make sure, you can defend and you account for everybody.
Now, as a head coach, you see a lot of the head coaches, once they go from a coordinator to a head coach, some continue to call the plays, some don't. I know you don't call the plays anymore.
No, when I need to, I will.
What point of games do you call the plays?
Critical situations, or if there's something I see that, that I've used my experience for, that I've been in a situation, recognize a situation, I might jump in there and, see what's going on, or, if there's an adjustment that we need to make that I see, the more eyes, the better. So it's good to have a bunch of set of eyes. So that, there's, a couple points during the game where I might jump in, just to not as a, not as a, I got to take over this. It's more just, some advice in different situations. I really trust my coaches throughout the week, the game plans, and, we have our meetings, and, we go through and present all different situations and go from there. And, by the time we're at game day, they know what they got to do, and, we're all on the same page.
Talk about coaches. You guys have a new offensive coordinator this year.
Yep. Yes.
Was that a major point? Because I talked with Coach Sabella about this. I want to get your inside look. When when you guys played against Bosco and after the rain delay happened, those 24 hours.
Yep, the 24 hours.
In your head, what was going through your mind when you guys couldn't get that first down? Was that like a pivotal point where if we don't get this game, we need to change things out here?
No, I don't think that was a pivotal point in making a change. It was a pivotal point in the game, obviously. We felt, from what we had going, that we could impose our will. Obviously, it didn't work out that way. And they made a tremendous play. They stopped us twice, and you could always look back. You could always second guess yourself. I wanted to get that first down, get our feet wet, get in a momentum. I mean, you could always look back. Hey, third and short, take a shot on the first play. Woulda, coulda, shoulda, maybe. I don't know. There's been plenty of calls over my career where you look back and you go, shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have done that. But if you do that, you'll get hung up, on every little thing. And you'll never move forward. So I had no problem with that. It is what it was, and but we decided to make a change, and there are always difficult decisions to make. But I got to look at what's best for the program and getting us to move forward. Coach Stern did a tremendous job. He's a great man. I consider him a mentor. He taught me a lot of things over the last couple of years working with him. So there's no hard feelings there, but it was just just time for a little bit of a different voice and a little a different outlook. So we, like I said, you hate doing things like that, but you have to do them sometimes. And we decided to go our separate ways after discussion, and that's it. So I'm excited for moving forward.
We talk about moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
You see a lot of kids nowadays. Once their team they get eliminated from the playoffs or they don't get what they want, they're gone. They leave the school immediately. As a coach, what is it like for you guys as the AD too? Whenever one of your sports ends, what's that to make sure that your guys stay and that they understand that, well, your life's not over because you just lost this game in your sophomore year. You got 2 more years left.
Yeah, it's always tough. I mean, you're going to get guys that want to jump ship or leave or things aren't going their way, and it's just I think it's part of the way things are now. And you got to be able to navigate it. I think we do a good job of trying to keep everybody involved, and I think that's an important thing. And knowing that we care about them, and we want them to be successful. And unfortunately, you're not going to save everybody. That's part of life, and it might be a good idea for them to move on, and sometimes it's not. There's every situation is different. You can't pigeonhole thing or make it all one. Hey, one size fits all. You make a commitment. It just. I mean, you look at the college game today. It's one and done. Move here, move there, move there. Coaches doing the same thing. So, while maybe 10 years ago I felt one way, I've come around. You got to know what the reality is and know the way the world is ever changing, and you got to adapt to it. But it's definitely something at the end of the year. We make sure we exit interview the kids and talk and have an open dialogue, because I think one of the big things as a coach and program is you have to self-reflect. At the end of each season, you got to self-reflect. You got to everybody, whether it's the coaches, whether it's the players, anybody involved in the program. You got to look internally, and in order to develop and move forward. So usually it's a depression, people call it, after the season. No matter you win or lose that month, you're just a miserable person to be around, and you're kind of kept to yourself. But that's part of my, I'm kind of just self-reflecting on different things throughout the year, and setting up the game plan, so to speak, for the off season.
I like it. So, Coach, as we talk about changes, and then you're 10-time state champion, 2-time national champion. So we're going to talk about winning in the second part of the podcast. But, Coach, a big thing everybody knows, you are the head coach at St. Joe's.
Yep.
But now everybody nobody's ever heard really from you in an interview of how this all happened, how this all went down. So I want to talk to you about that week at Bosco, the Coach Toll week. I remember it like it was yesterday. I actually remember exactly. I was so upset about it because I admired you and I looked up to you so much. And what I remember from our last interaction at Bosco was it was after school on that Thursday. I went into the coach's room. You were in there and Coach Toll was in there. And you go, "Oh, Phil," because we were talking about my golf season that was upcoming. And you said, "Are you going to try for the golf team?" I go, "Yeah." I might get cut. You go, "You'll be fine." So then you go to me, you should bring me and Coach Toll out on the golf course. And then Coach Toll goes to me, "Yeah," he goes, you could teach me golf. That's the only thing in your life you could ever probably teach me." So I'm like, "Oh, yeah, let's do it." And then the next morning they lied to us and said that he retired. And then we all found out the terrible way next couple days when we kind of watched everybody leave. And it was like a ship that you didn't know who was going where. You had guys that were leaving, and we were being lied to by a lot of people. So in those 24 hours, how did you find out about what happened with Coach Toll?
Well, I respect the question, Phil, and I'll talk about myself. Whatever happened. Leave that up, for people. But I found out. Actually, the first call I got was Augie Hoffman. Asked me if I wanted to come over to St. Joe's. I didn't know what was going on, obviously, and then kind of the rest took care of itself. Through different things. I was I was caught off guard, obviously, and it brought me to a point where I had to self-reflect and see what I really wanted to do, whether I wanted to stay, whether I wanted to move on. I interviewed at several different other places. I interviewed for 2 head jobs at that time. Just trying to find what was the best fit. But I kept coming back. What reminded me of what my beliefs and the type of individuals that we wanted to help mentor, the best fit was St. Joe's. So I came here and ran the defense for several years, and then Coach Hoffman obviously stepped down to take a job at the college level, and things worked out great. And I'm as happy as I could be. I mean, it was a really down time, but in the end, it worked out great. So I'm excited about being here and being the head coach of St. Joe's and carrying on the tradition here. And it doesn't take anything away from what we accomplished over at Don Bosco, and I'll always cherish those moments. But right now, this is my program, and this is I'm excited about it. I'm excited about our future. I'm excited about what we're doing here, and things are pointing in a great direction.
Coach, I mean, for anybody to just see, you saw how emotional you got over that. That's just the type of guy that you are. You care so much about the places that you've been, the guys that you've been with. That was an awesome. That hit me hard. That
yeah, right. You asked a tough question. I've been asked that a lot of times. But that's really the truth.
Coach, so that answered that question. Why you chose St. Joe's, because of the fit there. When you got to St. Joe's, that first game playing against Bosco, what was that one like? Because I remember it.
It was.
I remember
it. Was. It was a whale of a game. It was a whale of a game. We had just come off a really bad loss. I believe it was the week before, us to St. John's College, and we got torched. We did not play really well on defense. I went to Coach Hoffman and I said, I'm going to do something radical this week. And he was like, what? I said, I'm completely changing the defense, something that, I haven't run since I've been at St. Joe, and we're going to install it this week. And, let's see how it goes. We did. And, I know there was times where, we missed a couple plays and, they had a couple runs and, we were able to win it in the last 30 seconds. So it was exhilarating.
That's awesome. Yeah. I never knew that. That's a great behind the scenes look right there.
Yeah. Well, hey, that's what I'm here for.
Well, then, Coach, I remember then your first game up at Bosco as a head coach. I was announcing that game that night, and we're on air, and the color commentator next to me goes, I really think that Bosco is gonna really take St. Joe's and mop the floor with them. And I look at them, I go, guys, everybody's missing the big picture here because it was COVID, so there was a lot of other things flying around. I go, this is Coach Marangi's first game back up at Bosco since everything went down. I go, there is no way that this guy is going to lose this game. St. Joe's won by a blowout in that game, and the whole entire time, all I was talking about was Coach Marangi and the defensive game plan, the offensive game plan, and coming back up here and getting that win for you guys. I remember being on the field with Coach Church that night, and he goes like, oh, dude, he's so hyped up for this. Like, he's ready. You walked in with your giant clipboard. It was great. I had a giant blue suit on.
You couldn't miss you.
No, couldn't miss me. No shot. All right, so Coach, let's have some fun here. So right now, your freshman football team last year was insane.
Yeah, I mean, pretty good.
They're pretty good. What is the future right now for St. Joe's football looking like?
It's bright. We got a good mix of young, older, veteran. I'm really excited about what we have coming through the ranks. we got guys to plug in, some of our great seniors that have just graduated. So it's a matter of getting our feet wet, getting some experience, and moving forward. But I certainly like the work ethic we've had. I mean, guys don't miss any workouts. They're in there working hard, and so far so good. We'll see. We'll see when it comes August, but I'm excited for where we're headed.
Coach Marangi, you got a video I'm going to pull up. It's of one of your pregame speeches. I like this a lot because your previous career as a defensive coordinator, you guys were always, that's the team to beat. That's the team to beat. Then over this season, everybody was like, oh, St. Joe's is this, St. Joe's is that. And I'm looking around like, well, they're still pretty good, everybody.
Yeah.
And this here is one of my favorite things because, I mean, I think this speaks of you as an athletic director. And since speech was made, you guys won this game. I was at that game, but it kind of tells the whole entire story in my mind of what St. Joe's Athletes is in your speech right here.
Real simple. They have zero respect for you. This is their get-right game. Well, I got news for you. We're going to send you back to Jersey City. Let's
go. I love that one. I saw that is their get-right game. You guys go out. They try to do the fake punt. You guys stop them right there and go on and win the game. As a coach, how are you able to shape your team to literally tell them, guys, nobody respects you right now, and get them so fired up week in and week out like that?
Oh, it's tough to do, but when you've been in it so long, you've been doing it as long as I have. I mean, you try not to look too far ahead, try not to look too far behind. I always tell the kids it's a journey, right? You're gonna have your ups, you're gonna have your downs. I mean, that's just the way it is. That's just the football season. That's just the league we're in, the competition we have. I mean, it's day in and day out. It's a grind, and kind of try and keep them level, and then trying to find, things throughout the year that you can put your finger on, to push the right buttons. Sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong, and hopefully with experience, you get an idea of, hey, this is when to put your foot on the gas. This is the one to ease up a little bit. This is. And that's, as the head coach, you got to figure that out. You got to kind of get the pulse of the team. Sometimes you have it early. Sometimes you don't have it till the end of the year. It's, it's one of those things as you grow and you go along on the journey, you get, you grow with them and you find out the different things. So, get an idea of when to push the right buttons, and that day it seemed to be the right button to push.
Coach, nowadays you see nobody has a work ethic anymore. I mean, I saw the other day on Instagram they came out with power rankings and they gave all these schools, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. What are your thoughts on all these power rankings that come out in April when the season doesn't start till September?
They're pointless. I mean, they're useless. You don't really know until the end of the first month of the season, what things are. I mean, you could project, but you project in April. You lose 2 or 3 guys in a scrimmage in August or a practice in August, and all of a sudden your whole outlook changes. Does that mean you're? So I really don't pay attention to that stuff. I really don't pay attention to rankings per se. You peek at them just to see where things are when you're getting lined up, and but at the end of the day, that stuff is, unless they know your team, unless they're involved day to day covering, the beat writer, so to speak, or beat writers that are involved with each team every single week. And then
those guys suck though. They're fake news.
They're the guys who have. I mean, you're looking at guys that do these power rankings and these ratings, and they couldn't even name half your team. They don't even know who your starting lineup is, and I've seen stuff that we've been ranked or unranked, and they don't have me listed as the head coach. It's somebody else. They'll say it's your Hoffman squad is going into the 2021 season with this and this, looking to replace it. And, okay, how are you doing that? You don't even know who the head coach is, or that they've named kids that have graduated. I've seen it all. So I really don't pay much attention to that stuff. I guess it's self-subscriptions.
That's the biggest waste of money ever.
Yeah, well,
they North Jersey varsity aces. I got words from, but we don't have to say it all on here. Who's your favorite player you ever coached, and who?
No, come on, you can't ask that.
I can't.
They're
All right, I got.
No, honestly,
Yeah.
I've been blessed. There's so many great players over the years, over the last 20 years. I mean, it's, the list would be going on and on and on and on. But, because they all have their strengths and, brought different things to the table. But, like I said, I've been lucky to coach some of the greatest players to ever come to New Jersey. I'll tell you that.
I got an easier question for you. You're
Okay.
20 plus years of coaching. Who's your favorite team manager?
Phil, come on.
Yeah, I'm just.
There you go.
Hey, come on, I gotta just show everybody, that's all. Coach, if there's one song that is your song or that describes you, what would that be?
I've been asked this before, actually. Be Enter Sandman, Metallica.
Okay. I like it.
It's a little bit of an ode to Mary. Like when that song comes on, it's shut down time.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
Coach, if you had one nice thing to say about Coach Sabella or Coach Vito, what would it be? They've both been asked the question. Everybody had the same answer so far.
I think they're great coaches. They're competitive people. We're all competitive people. We may not, see eye to eye on a lot of, on everything, but I can tell you they're hell of coaches. They're good people, and we're competitive people. We always want to win. On that day we don't like each other. It's the old adage. 364 days a year we'll say hello. On that one day we're not going to say hello. But no, they're all good guys. I respect the hell out of them.
Coach, when you look at your whole entire career, what's some of your favorite memories of coaching?
2002 when we won the state title was a great one because we had 3-4 years of heartache before we got there. We lost to the state champ. We got run off the field in '99. Those kids played their hearts out, but they were just overmatched. 2000, we lost on a 43-yard field goal at the end of the game at Rutgers to Holy Cross. 2001, we knocked off back-to-back number one in the state in Bergen and Joe's, and then went into, at that time, it was only a 4-team playoff. We went into the semifinals against Del Barton and lost at home. So, that 2002, finally getting over the hump, was a special one. Knocking off St. Thomas Aquinas down in Florida. They had the Bosa brothers. We had just lost to Gilman, and how we pulled that off, it was tremendous. But we beat St. Peter's after they beat us in the state finals the year before. The next year we came back and we won 41-0. That was a week before my wedding, so that was a good one. So they're all over the place. I mean, going down to Prattville might have been the most hostile environment I've ever been in, and on ESPN, that's a great one. You can go on and on. By time here, we shut out Bergen Catholic in the state finals. That's a tremendous one. Yes, there's been countless games. You remember you remember them all. Unfortunately, you remember them all, the good ones and the bad ones. Probably more the bad ones. You can recall the good ones. You remember, hey, look, we won. It was great. The bad ones, you remember exactly what you did wrong. Yeah, and exactly where that game was lost. So,
what are your game day superstitions?
I really don't have any. I try to wear the same belt and the same socks. That's about it. But there's no superstitions per se.
I like it. So, Coach, those statues behind you, how much could we pay you to put Coach Lanari in one of those, or put somebody in that and put it in his classroom?
I'll let you personally ask him.
Okay. I will personally ask him.
That's how that'll go.
Okay, I like it. I love it. I shout out.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Marangi, a lot of fun having you on the podcast.
Appreciate it, Phil. It was great to be here. Always great to talk. Getting a scoop on things.
You got any questions for me?
So when you running for political office?
So the plan is 2035 is a presidential election year. Okay,
that's going right to the top.
That's the main goal. That is the main goal. When we met Trump in July, his one advisor said to me, "When you running for office?" I go, I told him the years. He goes, well, you let us know and we'll be there with you to help you. So maybe Senate and then president. So we'll see. That's what the goal looks like. See, you know me, so that's a perfect question.
Yeah, well, hey, I know you got something up your sleeve.
Always do.
Working an angle.
Got to do it. Coach Marangi, I want to thank you. Three episodes, 3 coaches. Great ending to the series, and can't wait to share this with the viewers.
All right, you got it, Phil.